And back now to New York, where the stories are getting more disturbing by the day. A warning that this next video might be difficult to watch. This is the new grim reality at a Brooklyn hospital. This video appears to show a forklift placing bodies onto a refrigerated truck being used as a makeshift morgue. It is a similar scene if you look around the city's 5 boroughs, which have shaken hospital workers and first responders to their cores. Describing his experience with the overflow scene of bodies, one registered nurse in Manhattan who declined to be identified told BuzzFeed, quote, "Maybe as a Jew, I relate it all to the Holocaust footage because that's my only point of reference for such an image of humans. Never seen something quite like it." A 26-year veteran paramedic who responded to the 9/11 terror attacks and later served in the Iraq War told the New York Times, quote, "I'm terrified. I honestly don't know if I'm going to survive." And last week, Elmhurst Hospital in Queens reported 13 deaths in a single day, in which President Trump described in yesterday's White House briefing. Congresswoman Grace Meng, who represents the district, wrote this harrowing account on Twitter, quote, "My hands are shaking. I can't type. A nurse at my Elmhurst Hospital, who I don't know, just called me crying. She said they need vents, but more so need doctors, and also doctors who are ICU trained. She told me they cry every day because they know they're going to die. They're begging, please." And Congresswoman Meng joins us now. So you're hearing from inside the hospitals. The pictures we're seeing, Congresswoman, are horrific. And I believe New York lost 100 people in a 7-hour span. The numbers appear to be spiking. What more are you hearing from your district?
Sure. Thank you, Joe and Mika, for having me on today. You know, we here in Queens and New York City are really right now at the epicenter of this coronavirus crisis in our country. We are hearing constantly from nurses, doctors, staff who are working within our area hospitals about how tough and dire the conditions are. I'm very thankful to Governor Cuomo and the leadership he has taken. We are in constant contact with his office and Mayor de Blasio about this situation, and they are doing all they can. But quite frankly, we need help from the Trump administration, and we needed it 3 weeks ago.
So what do you need? What is the main need right now for the doctors and nurses who are on the front lines, and also for the Americans who are being stricken by this disease?
Well, we've asked for a while now, but we needed more what everyone's calling PPE. So from the proper masks, from the gowns to obviously the ventilators. I'm told we have enough in some of our Queens hospitals for maybe the next week. But after that, who knows? And we're still waiting on the majority of help from the federal government. We are constantly hearing that doctors in the ER, for example, are not able to have proper mask usage. And even those who are might have to use it for days or a week on end.
And how are your constituents handling this crisis right now? Or do you find for the most part they are social distancing, they are remaining in their homes, they are adequately following the guidelines from city officials, state officials, and also healthcare advisors?
People are trying. You know, the city has been very clear on the importance of staying home. However, in Queens, we have a large immigrant population. We have people living together who might be roommates. We have families who live with extended families, and they might not be able to separate as adequately as they should be.
What about the trend lines in the hospital? When you talk to hospitals across your district, do those trend lines continue to spike straight up for them? Has there been a bit of a respite in the number of new cases being reported, or are all the trend lines still bleak?
You know, we get updates from the city and the state every few hours, and every time I check my email, the numbers go up by a few hundred. And that's something, it's not even a daily update. You know, these are updates that are happening every few hours. So the numbers are increasing at a very quick pace. And a lot of these are also...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, our frontline workers need help, and that's just contributing to the situation.
All right, Congresswoman, thank you very much. We appreciate your coming on.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.